Welcome student, good morning. Today we are going to start with the first unit, computer system and organization. Let's start with this. First of all, we are going to see what is computer. The initial definition of computer was computer an electronic device which can calculate. The term computer derived from a word compute. Compute means to calculate. The initial device which was invented by the inventors of computer that can only compute or to calculate the mathematical equations. That's why at that time that was called computer. But nowadays if we are going to define computer with this definition, is it justified? No. That is, it's a simple definition of calculator. In the current scenario, if we see, calculator is a device which can calculate mathematical calculations, which accepts mathematical related data, and after processing it provides the desired output. If we want to define a computer in current scenario, how can we define a computer? So for this we have to go with the basics of computer. Now, what are the basics of computer? The first thing is computer is electronic, and second one is it's a machine. So it have all the features of electronic machine in it. It works on a mechanism where it accepts input from the user, and after processing it gives the desired output. So in the given example, here we have an example of sugarcane grinder. It accepts sugarcane as an input, and after processing, after grinding it, it will give you the desired output. So desired output means it gives you the sugarcane juice as an output, not carrot juice, because we are putting sugarcane. It will process the sugarcane and give you the sugarcane juice as an output. So all the machines work in synchronize with the given input and the output. Similarly, in the case of computer is also a electronic machine which accepts input, and after processing it gives you the desired output. Desired output means whatever we are giving to the computer, it processes the information and give you the desired output in the form of the type which we are giving to the computer. Say if we are providing mathematical data to the computer, it processes the data in the form of mathematical analysis or mathematical functions and give you the mathematical output. If we are providing the graphical input, it processes the data in the form of graphics and give you the graphical output. So that simple computer is also a machine which accepts the input from the user, and after processing it gives you the desired output. So now what is the difference between the simple machine and a computer? That the computer is what? Computer is an electronic device under the control of instructions stored in its memory. The simple machines are the simple devices which works on instructions given by the human being or some other form. But computer is a device, electronic device, which works under a control of instructions which are already stored in the form of programs within its memory. So now what is the new definition of computer? A computer is an electronic device under a control of instructions stored in its memory that can accept data, that is called input, process the data according to the specified rules, that is called program, and produces the information, that is called output, and also stores the information for the further or future use, that is called as memorization, or we can say the storage system. So that the computer also work on the same mechanism as all machine works on, but the basic difference between machines and computer is the computer can work on the different type of data which are provided by the user at the time of input, and after processing it gives you the desired output. But computer works on a instructions, control of instructions which are already stored in memory. And computer also works with the hybrid environments where other systems integrate with the computer and make the system effective. Computers are being used extensively in different fields. Nowadays, in everyday life, we are seeing computer in the form of laptop, desktop, smartphones, and other gadget formats. Is it? So it's enough for today. In next class or in next session, we will see the other organization of computer and the systems related to computer system. Now we are going to see what are the functional components of a computer. As we already discussed in the new definition of computer, von Neumann computer's architecture also defines the same, that the computer is an input device which accepts input from the user, and central processing unit is the brain of computer which process the information within the computer, and output devices are responsible for providing output to the user. That's von Neumann computer architecture supports or justifies the new definition of computer. According to this scheme, that computer takes data as an input through input devices, store data and instructions within memory unit, and process those stored data within arithmetic logical unit, and generates the output using output devices. And your control unit controls the above steps. This means 1 to 4 steps are controlled by the control unit. This means now we can easily understand that input devices or input unit are responsible for take data as an input from the users, and arithmetic logical unit is used to process the information which is stored by the user or entered by the user, and output devices are responsible for providing output from the inner computer system to the outer world, or we can say to the users, and control unit is responsible for controlling all the operations of computer. Now what are input and output devices? That we already discussed, that input devices are responsible for accepting data from the user. A device through which data and programs from the outside world enters the computer system are called input devices. Output devices are what? A device through which results stored in the computer memory are made available outside the world, or we can say outside the computer system. So now the devices which are responsible accepting data from the user are called input devices, and the devices which provide the data to the user, that are called output devices. Now what is central processing unit? As we already discussed, that central processing unit is the basic or the main component of computer system. It also works as a brain of system or brain of computer system. It consists of 3 units, that is, one is control unit, arithmetic logical unit, and memory unit. Your control unit, it organizes the computer to work computer as a single unit. This means this control unit is very important. That simple, it makes a synchronization in between all the different units within the system. Control unit are also responsible for controlling the flow of data within your system. Next is arithmetic logical unit. Arithmetic logical unit perform the arithmetic operations such as addition and subtraction, perform logical operations also such as and or not. That means and or not means that the operations related to this decision making. For example, if you check whether the number is greater than 10 or not, it's a logical thing, that the answer depends on the value of a or the number, and answer will be either in true or false. That the logical operation means where we are going to compare or where we are going to make decisions. The most modern ALUs, that is means arithmetic logical unit, have a small amount of storage space unit that is called registers. Registers are what? Registers are the internal memory of computer, which have the central processing unit to work with the different datas within the system, within the central processing unit, which makes the functioning faster than the main memory. That simple. The registers are the internal memory of central processing unit. As we already discussed, as we already see that the microprocessor unit is the different from the memory unit. So the registers are the part of this microprocessor unit, because microprocessor consists of control unit and arithmetic logical unit. Next is memory. Memory is what? Memory is the collection of cells, each with a unique physical address. Most computers are byte addressable. Cell at address this contain this. This means that simple, these are the address of cells, and this is the data which is stored within this address. So we can say that the memory is nothing but it's a storage space where we can store data with the physical addresses, unique physical addresses, and we can store data within this to access the data for the further use or for the future uses. Memory units are what? That simple. Memory units are bit stores binary data, single, 1 or 0. Bit means a single bit. Nibble, 4 bits is equals to 1 nibble. Byte octet, 8 bits. Kilobyte, 1024 bytes. Megabytes, 1024 kilobytes. Gigabyte, 1024 megabyte. Terabyte, 1024 gigabyte. Pentabyte, accordingly exabyte, zettabyte and yottabyte. We can also use some abbreviation for these. B, capital B defines bit, dash define nibble, capital B again define byte, kilobyte, KB, MB, GB, TB, PB, EB, ZB and YB. You can I'm going to share this with you and you can easily learn with this. Now come to the RAM and ROM. Now what is RAM and ROM? RAM is random access memory, memory in which each location can be accessed and changed. This means we can randomly access any address within the RAM. Look, we can access or we can process the data into two manner. One is random accession and another one is linear accession. Random accession means where we can access anything from anywhere within the platform, or we can say within the RAM or within the device. But in serial, we can only access the element one after another in sequential manner. For example, if we access the location 1, then we can access 2, 3, 4. This means this is called sequential, one after another. The another type of memory is read only memory, that is called ROM. ROM is memory in which each location can be accessed but not changed. RAM is volatile. RAM is not secondary storage device. Read only memory, that is ROM, memory in which each location can be accessed but not changed. RAM is also a random access memory, but we can change, we can access and we can change within RAM, but we can't change in ROM. So the basic difference between RAM and ROM is RAM is a random access memory, ROM is also a random access memory, but in RAM we can access and change the data, but in ROMs we can access but we can't be able to change the data. The another device is central storage devices. The first device, that is called magnetic tape. Magnetic tape is a storage device in which we can store the data in the form of magnetic flux. Secondary storage device is hard disk, fixed head hard disk or movable head hard disk. This means hard disk can be divided into two parts or two categories. One is fixed head hard disk and movable head hard disk. Fixed hard disk has a head which can only read the data, but your disk will be movable. But in the case of movable head hard disk, the disk is fixed and your head will move and read the data. So in both the cases, that data is stored in the form of magnetic flux within the disk. This is called disk and this is called head. And in fixed head hard disk, this head will be fixed and this disk will be moved as we see, or as we see in optical disk or CD and ROM. This particular disk rotates and this head reads the data. Movable head hard disk, in the case of movable head hard disk, your head will be moved and your disk will be remain fixed. Now a hard drive or hard disk is a set of stacked disks. Each disk has data recorded magnetically. That is also called as electronic magnetic flux in the concentric circles or tracks on the disk. Hard drive types: parallel advanced technology attachment, PATA. Another one is serial ATA, that is called SATA. A small computer system interface, that is SCSI, and solid state drives, that is SSD. These four are the different generations of your hard drives. Up to 12 TB hard disk is available in the market. You can see and you can purchase from the market up to only 12 TB hard drive. These are some input devices, as examples of some input devices. That the first input device, that is also called as standard input devices, that is keyboard. Keyboard is an input device which sends data in the computer. The data sent depends on the key pressed by the user. As you all see, or as you all aware with the keyboard, so this is the simple keyboard which we are using within your system. The another one is mouse. A mouse is a small handheld input device which controls a cursor in a graphical user interface. This means the mouse gives you the cursor, graphical cursor, by which we can control the different elements on the operating system or on a graphical user interface. Scanner is a device which convert the physical object into graphical one. This means if you put a paper within the scanner, it scans the data and stores in the form of picture within your system. This means we are converting that physical paper into digital copy, which we can store within the system. So scanner is the device which convert the hard copy into soft copy. The hard copy means that the paper, and the soft copy means the digital copy of that paper. The another one is OMR. OMR means optical mark reader or recognition. That's simple. With the help of this, we can read data from the OMR sheets. OCR, that is called optical character reader or recognition. That's simple. The OCR is a device which reads directly from the magnetic ink character and stores as a value within your system. MICR, magnetic ink character reader, it is an input device which finds application is banks to process checks. MICR, magnetic ink character reader. Next is microphones, as you all aware with this. Webcams, that simple, it captures the image to the system. Graphics tablets, the input device is used to draw using heads. For example, if you want to draw something, these tablets can have the user to draw directly on the tab, and it will accept as an input to the system. So other are trackballs, barcode reader, as you all aware with this, barcode reader, game pads, and joysticks. Output devices are responsible which accepts data from the inner system and provide it to the output world. Examples are speakers. As you all aware, speakers are the devices which convert digital signals into, or say digital data into, analog data. Sound waves are analog one. Projectors get data from the computer and display or projects the data on the screen. Now few devices are both input and output devices. This means by which we can accept the data even to the system, for the system, and by the system. So these devices are, the first one is USB drives, that all the pen drives are bi-directional devices, or we can say input and output both devices. Next is face smile, that is also called as fax machine, that has scanner and printer too. We can also call it as all-in-one printers. Modem is what? Modem are the devices which are used to communicate with the internet. That simple. Modems means modulation and demodulation device, which receives the data for the computer and from the computer and provide the data to the internet. Another one is CD writer drives and DVD writer drives. We can read the data with the CD and we can write data within the CD. Touch screen, as you all aware with this, we can see the data on touch screen monitors or touch screen mobiles, and also we can accept input directly from the touch screen. Another one is handsets. Handsets are that simple. Handset is another form of mic by which we can accept voice related data, as well as we can also have the headphones within that handsets, that devices. That is called as multi-directional, or we can say both input and output devices. Thank you for today. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay at home.